One of the things that really makes me mad and pisses me off is when you have girls who say they're your friends or they want to be friends or they put you in a friend zone or they try to use you for little things or whatever, little activities, and they say that you're handsome or they say that, you look decent, but these girls never give you no love, you know? They never give you no sexual alleviation. Like these girls, they just lead you on. And I know they don't do that with Chad and Tyrone because with Chad and Tyrone, they just let them hit it. But with guys like us who women know that this person may not have that much experience or, you may be a little bit kind of destroyed in the head because of all the stress you have to go through. But every now and then, there's guys in our position that get lucky, that have, that have female friends or whatever. Like they have that female energy, even if the girl treats them as just like a friend zone guy. Nowadays, it's hard for a regular guy to even get in a friend zone with a female. But when you're that friend zone guy, and when women tell you that you're not, you're not ugly, and they don't know why you don't have a girlfriend or why you don't have anybody in your life, and it's like, well, I'm right here. And what makes me mad is when you have girls that they will cry and they will complain about certain guys. They'll complain about Chad. They'll complain about Tyrone. They'll complain about these guys. And then they'll go right back to these men. They'll come to you and cry all their tears and all that. And then they'll go to Chad and Tyrone later that night. And the next thing you know, she's moaning like as she's in next videos or something. And it's like, wow. And what makes this bad is when you actually have feelings for a girl, when you actually have some type of emotional connection to her. And maybe you guys actually had a few good moments playing video games, laughing, eating ice cream. Maybe you had those experiences. I know a lot of us in this position never had those experiences, but, a lot of us are in this position in varying degrees, right? You have people that are virgins that never had a girl in their life, and you have people that understand what I'm talking about that had female friends or associates. And that feeling of when they try to call you like, their brother or something like that. That's how you know it's over. When a girl calls you, oh yeah, that's my brother, or that's my whoa. When they say brother to a guy like us, that means that you're never getting nowhere near that box. But they say, oh yeah, this random, Jeremy Meeks, oh yeah, he's like my brother, and you can tell the way she's looking, like she's not looking at him as a brother. She's just saying that to try to get closer to them. And then you find out later he's hitting it. And what I notice about these females that want to have you around, but they don't really respect you. And that's like one of the worst things ever is when somebody has you around, but they don't really respect you. They don't really like you. Like you may make her laugh from time to time, maybe, but that doesn't mean she's giving up the cheeks or doing anything like that. And a lot of us, we're miserable. We're sad because it's like, what the hell do I have to do to get a female to want to, be more than friends? And the fact is, there's nothing you can do. She judged you within the first couple of seconds of meeting you. She looked at your face. She looked at your economic status. She checked all that out. One thing I used to notice is every time I got new shoes or when my shoes get dirty, it's either one of those two times. Females be looking at my shoes. Does that ever happen to you guys? You get a new pair of shoes and girls just start staring at your shoes. Or if you have dirty shoes, girls start staring at your shoes. One time there was this one friend of the family, and I haven't seen her for years. And it was my uncle's friend before he passed away. And this was years back. This had to be, what year is this? I don't know, 2015, something like that, maybe. I think 2015, around that time, something like that. But anyway, I go visit my, one of my uncle's female friends or whatever. And she's like an old time family friend or whatever. And she was actually the girlfriend of my uncle's, one of his best friends who was a white guy. But anyway, we go pay this girl a visit because my uncle was picking up some weed, So we go pay this girl a visit. And the first thing, and at the time, my uncle was just like, hey, come with me. I don't want to go by myself. And I was like, all right. So I went with him. At the time, I was just like chilling in the garage, making beats or trying to make beats or whatever. So I would just have my messed up shoes on. So anyway, I go there, step inside their house, and then She looks at me and she looks right at my shoes, but then I didn't know she had nieces over there too, and those nieces were in like their early 20s, and these are like, beautiful Hispanic girls, and they're all looking at my shoes, looking at me, and like, she's trying to introduce me. They're like, one of them got up and just walked out the room, and that showed me that presentation is everything, you know. Because if I was like Jeremy Meeks and I had those shoes, no one would care. But because of my face, in combination with my skin color configuration, I just wasn't their type. And that's one thing that makes me mad is like, what are the types of these females nowadays? How come I can't be the type of, how come I'm never the type for the girls that I really want and I like, but I'm always the type for girls that, don't want nothing to do with me? Like, or how come girls that I want don't want nothing to do with me, but the girls that I don't like, which is in my situation, bro, I pretty much, my options are open. At this stage in my life, I'll almost take anybody, but at the same time, it's like I'm so refined that I'm not going to just take. Like, I couldn't take anybody if I wanted to. I don't want somebody that's 400, 500 pounds. What's the point of that? I like skinny girls anyway, right? And I don't care about the race of the female. Race doesn't matter to me, really, as long as the girl is pretty, or even if she's not the most prettiest, as long as she's in shape, she cleans her behind, and she's feminine and she's cool and she knows how to, talk and engage and teach me about Shakespeare, teach me about some ancient Greek philosopher who I've never heard of and quote him. Show me something of etiquette. Show me something of brilliance, of genius, right? And I feel like a lot of us who get stuck in this position where we have female friends or associates, even your female coworker at work who you think you're trying to make a move on. How many people tell me, "Oh yeah, I got this cute girl at my job, and she smiled at me." I'm like, bruh, bro, that's just normal human. That's not even anything. But I got to remember, guys like us who are so sex starved, attention starved, women starved, we're starved in so many multiple places that even if a girl just hands us a bag of, just hands us a bag full of hamburgers and fries and just says, "Thank you, have a good day," we think that she's in love with us because a lot of us are so attention starved, man. What I'll do to have a female in my life right now. What sucks? This is another thing is when you see females give attention to other guys like around your similar situation, but give no attention to you. And it's like, I know you see me, I'm in the group, and I'm the rapper, and you can't deny that I'm the most talented one in the group. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm just saying that to be truthful. So you really haven't listened to my voice. You haven't listened to anything that I said, none of my raps, nothing like that. While we're in the car smoking and driving and going to the beach and different places, you haven't heard no raps that you liked. You never tried to flirt with me once. And then the moments I tried to flirt with you, the moments I tried to talk to you, you reject me and you get mad. It's just ridiculous, And one thing I can't stand is when a thought or when a bop, and this is what I got. Let me tell you, let me make this abundantly clear. Not every single woman is a thought or a bop. When I speak about that, it's like back in the 90s, they said, "Oh, rappers call all women, whores and female dogs." It's like, no, they're calling a female dog a female dog. When I say a thought or a bop, I mean that's what she is. She's a thought. She'll admit it herself. She's a lady of the night. So I'm not saying that's every single female, and I'm not saying that. So stop trying to misconstrue my words. See, when people don't like you, they try to misconstrue your words. He makes videos calling girls thoughts and bops. It's like, why are you picking on me? Why are you on me? Get off my nuts. You know how many people? There's Taylor the Fiend. There's millions of people out there that make videos talking about girls being promiscuous. I'm not saying anything wrong or bad. And if you don't like what I'm saying, get the hell off my channel. God, I wish you could slap people through the computer screen. Or worse. Now, I just can't stand when it's like, when you're in a world where you see all these beautiful women. And nowadays, even what I just said, the example I gave, that's like heaven to some guys. Oh, wow, yes, you have female friends and associates. Oh, my God. Like people, they will crawl and beg for that. But that doesn't mean nothing. Having a female associate, especially if she doesn't hug you and doesn't check up on you, doesn't text you. Like it's her birthday and you may say happy birthday and she may text you back that day. "Oh, thank you. Did you give me anything?" And it's like, well, I got something for you. You know what I mean? But it's, um, yeah, I got something for you. And that's all I'll say. It's between the jeans, right? But That's another thing is like a lot of us in this position, bro. We want genuine love and connection, not just some girl who just uses us for whatever. Like I used to write girls' essays a lot, right? And where did that lead? Nowhere. And then I had this one girl. She she used to like do my was it my MySpace? I think it was my MySpace. This is a long time ago. But now she owns like some jewelry freaking business, selling jewelry to rappers like with like her Persian cousins or whatever. So and I went to like I knew her since about fifth grade. I knew her since fifth grade. And then I remember like right after high school, I see her taking pictures with like, all these famous rappers and all that. And even she lost faith in me too a long time ago, which broke my heart because we used to be kind of close, but we never did anything, right? And one time I tried, what I mean? But she just, nah, like, I don't know if you guys ever got into those. I know some of us have got into those moments where it's like, it's make or break. You're chilling with a female. It's like make or break. You try to go in for a kiss, or you try to do other things, and then they put their hand to stop you, or they say no, or whatever. And if you're a guy with not that much experience, you don't know. You know what I mean? So you're just gonna stop and just look the other way, and then a woman gets irritated. Like she gives you a look like, "Why did you stop?" It's because you verbally said stop. You know what I mean? That's why. Like I'm not playing mind games. Like life ain't a joke. I'm a black male in America. Everybody dislikes me because the reason why I don't have a big YouTube channel, but I have enough to have crazy ass bastards, is because stalkers, is because I'm black. The only reason why I don't have 10,000 subscribers and a way bigger audience is because I'm my skin color configuration. If I sounded like more Eurocentric, if I showed my face was like a regular European or something like that, my channel would be way bigger. It's the fact that I'm African American, if you want to call it that, that people don't like watching me. That's the truth. It's not like what I'm saying is not real. They know what I'm saying is real, but it's just that it's who's saying it. Because if I was Paulie Walnuts, and shout out to Paulie Walnuts, I actually talked to him about a good week and a half ago. Oh my God, Paulie Walnuts is like, bro, I knew Paulie Walnuts before he even had 1,000 subscribers. You understand? Remember, I was the black pill villain. Everybody knows who the hell I was. Right? Yeah. Like I told you, some of the biggest YouTubers I talk to, not every single day, but we email each other every now and then. Right? Some of the biggest content creators you wouldn't even imagine have been emailing me, been saying things like my channel should be way bigger. YouTube must be just targeting me in the way I'm talking about it and all, so I've talked to very famous people or people that are pretty big, right? And it's crazy because now the people that I talked to before, these people used to comment on my channel. And anybody who's been on my channel long enough, you would see DBDR, you would see Savvy Guy, you would see different people in my comment section if you were on my channel long enough, bro. My channel was it was a decent size, almost 4,000 subscribers, Now I gotta, but anyway, man. Once you know that this whole world is just, it's really designed for you not to be happy, it kind of changes your perspective. It changes your perception and perspective on everything, because now you know that, okay, this was meant for me to fail. This was meant to happen. This was meant for me not to have this. This was meant for this. The reason why I like this girl and she didn't have the feelings back, it was because something in the universe, something orchestrated it. I know people don't want to believe that. People, black people villain, why you gotta get all spiritual and all that, blah blah blah. It's like, it's not spiritual because you're ignorant. Have you ever seen a demon in your room? Have you ever been in a pitch black house and have something have something scream out your name? Have you ever heard something growl at you? Have you ever seen a door open and shut by itself? Have you? There's a yes or no question is what I just asked. Have you ever seen that? Or you think I'm just talking out my ass? I've seen it, heard it, and smelt it. So I know that there's interdimensional demons or spirits or whatever the hell is real. I know I ain't crazy. I know about the people that run this world and the beings that run this world. The things they put in our food to make us docile and to give us cancer. The manipulation of the manipulation of radio hypnotic frequencies to control our minds and make us more susceptible to lies and other intrusive thoughts that are designed to decimate our souls and destroy any type of plot to get wealthy and successful. They don't want you wealthy, they want you working. They don't want you wealthy, they want you working, meaning that they want you working at that job that you can't stand. Because that job that you can't stand that you work at, humans produce a thing called loosh energy. And that loosh is a negative energetic manifestational frequency that comes from low vibrational frequencies. And when you're at that job, you go through that. If I gave you $25 million right now, you would produce very little loosh, but you would still produce loosh, just not on that vibrational frequency. Now your loosh is like, oh man, my personal chef burned my baked potato a little bit. What the heck? That you know what I mean? Like, it's not the loosh like, oh crap. If I don't, oh crap, I gotta make it to work. And if I don't make it to work today, I'm fired, and then I can't pay my rent, and I'm kicked out, and I ain't got nobody, I ain't got nowhere to go, I ain't got nobody to talk to. Crap. That's a different type of loosh because it's real. It's more authentic. The archons feed off that. I'm going crazy, man. Honest, I'm already crazy, but I'm going even more crazy. Like now, I'm having thoughts of just ending it all. Honestly, I'm having thoughts where if I can't be famous, if I can't be rich, if I can't be wealthy, then why do I continue on? And what stops a lot of people is the fear of the unknown. They're scared of if they leave this existence, if they leave this life, what if the next existence or the next life is even worse than this? And I get it to some degree, and I understand. Like I do, I understand. Because what we're going through now is horrible and it's bad, but there could be another realm or another dimension that could be even worse. You know, Imagine that, a dimension that's even worse than this dimension that we find ourselves in, this hell realm, this perpetual cycle of pain, anxiety, anxiousness, and all types of wicked, wild deceptions. Like there's something out there that's actually worse than this. That's really crazy to think about if you think about it long and hard. It's like, what can be more crazy than this? What can be more evil than this world that we're in right now? Listen to people that take the Torah. A while ago, a few years ago, I used to be, I'm not gonna say friends, but associates with like this, with these people that were involved with certain type of how do I say this without, let's put it this way. There's certain type of covens and there's certain type of people that understand that magic is a way where you can manipulate reality. So think of the game. So think of existence like, a video game, right? You can put cheat codes in it. You can put cheat codes. You can put this. You hear the ancient tales of sorcerers and monsters and wizards and people having a staff, and he can raise his staff and cause a blizzard. He can raise his staff and make a fire dragon, some type of fire snake, and you know, just like some anime battle, right? And we're ignorant because we don't know about the real history. So when they show us some cartoons, Disney movies, and they show predictive programming, they show like the artificial intelligence integration, they show like AI coming in, and they'll have movies like the Minority Report. They'll have all these movies showing like a cyberpunk future. And then the next thing you know, you look around and you see robots and drones. You're like, hold on, wait a minute. I thought that was just in the movies. No, they put it in the movies first so they can get you used to it. First, you have to visualize it and see it. Then once you see it, you're like, oh, okay. So, okay, that's called that's called an android. That's called a bot. That's called a robot. Okay. You see it in the movie because it's safe to see it in the movie. Then you go back to real life where it doesn't exist, right? I grew up in the 90s where robots didn't really exist like that, like how they do now. Were there robots? Sure, there was robots then, but not how they are now. They're not as advanced now. And then the stuff they have in Area 51 and the more classified sensitive installations. Can you imagine what kind of bots they have? I bet they have robots that can bleed. You're like, damn, it can bleed, but you cut deep enough and you see the wires and all that, right? Then cloning and all type, man. Like there's so many secrets in this world we don't know about, bro. Like we only see one dimension of the world, one dimension of this reality is all we see. We don't see the hidden chambers, the other dimensions. We don't see the other hidden dangers. Like we see one thing of the world, and everybody judges that. Everybody thinks they know what they're talking about when you see a president on stage and he declares this, he does this, he says this, and everybody's like, yeah, it's this president's fault. It's his fault that we're living like this. It's like, no, it's not. It's not, right? because it's those who put the president in power behind the scenes that control everything, man. And yeah, I go off on a rant and I go off on a tangent. I'm a schizophrenic. So my mind goes 1,000 places at once. So I'm gonna talk about what the fuck I want to talk about, right? Anyway, man. Yeah, being treated, like a used tampon by a lot of females is disheartening because you have good men out there that they will try to befriend girls and try to be cool with women and all that, and women just don't care. Like like beautiful women or women that got options, which or most women, she could be 500 pounds and she'll still have somebody that's into that. That's into somebody with more cushion for the pushing, as we used to say back in the days, right? God, I miss the days of old. You know, I wish I grew up in another time where you could just smile at a girl, give her flowers, and she'll be willing to go on a date with you. But also, I was thinking about like, what if we went to like an alien colony, and like we got cut off for communications for a couple of years, or the satellite broke down, or somebody sabotaged the satellite or whatever, and we're stuck in a whole new world and a whole new existence, and we have to figure out like how to survive. We have to figure out how to thrive. We have to figure out how to live. You know, like I was just thinking about that. Like that'd be interesting, man, because maybe in that world I'll find a girl who really loves me and cares about me. I'll find a woman who's willing to let me hit it from the back and make that natty smack. you know, maybe I'll find something that can make me really happy and something that can give me the confidence to gain more accomplishments instead of being trapped in this perpetual cycle of negativity and negative energetic manifestational frequency. So you see, guys, I'm older than a lot of you guys. So when I'm speaking on reflection. A lot of you guys are still in your 20s and you're saying it's over. And it may be true. It may be over because, it looks at everything. But if you're 25 at least, you still have some time, homie. If you're still in your mid 20s, you still have time, right? Guys like me were out of time. So I lost my mind. I lost my mind. I lost my grind. I lost my time, you know, and there's nobody's going to come and be nice to me because I went through this. It's just people treat you more worse, and especially females. That's one thing. Never tell females your sexual weaknesses. Like never tell a woman that you're her first date. Like you're her first girlfriend, because that creeps women out. A lot of guys tell me that they meet a girl or they meet a girl in their friend group and they try to talk and they tell the girl that you were my first kiss or something like that, and the girl gets weirded out and never talks to them again. You would think a girl would be happy. Well, like, oh wow, so it means he has no STIs, he has no sexually transmitted diseases, he has no type of infections, he's healthy. No, women don't look at it like that. They look at it as if another woman didn't okay him or didn't condone him or whatever, then why should I? There's something wrong with him. There's something weird about him. He's not normal. And you could be the most normal person ever, but because a woman thinks that something's wrong with you because you didn't have a lot of sexual liaisons, you didn't have enough sexual experiences for her. She thinks you're weird, but then it's not weird for her to look at a Chad who's constantly having 10, 20, 30 women a week. And she looks at that like, oh, wow, that's attractive. I'm attracted to that. Then you have a baby with him. Then you wonder why the baby that comes, it cannot be supported. It goes through the same crap we have to go through. Maybe you have twins and one of the twins is a guy in our position. Unfortunately, he didn't get blessed with the looks, or because sometimes twins can be born where one twin looks noticeably a little bit different than the other one, and it's not like the most attractive, and then that one gets picked on. Like you never know. Like, this world is, like I said, man. We live in a hell realm. We live in a world it's custom designed to break your mind. Don't let nobody tell you that this world is a good place. Don't let nobody tell you that because you're an ugly guy. Because you're an ugly guy, and that's no excuse that being an ugly guy is not an excuse that you can't get women. That's a lie. That's the whole thing. That's the whole problem. The reason why a lot of us are destroyed is because of our looks. It's not because of the clothes you wear. It's not because of your shoes. It's not because of the way you do your hair. Nobody try to gaslight you, bro. It's because of your face and how you look like. And skin color configuration plays a lot in that situation. Let's be real. And a lot of people in this situation, man, like a lot of people in our situation, bro, I don't even know anymore, man. I'm just done. A lot of guys in our situation, we're just done with life in general. We're done with these whack jobs. We're done with the people around us. We're just done. Like, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, honestly. Truthfully. Like, how much longer do we have in this world? Like, I wish for, like, I just got through watching Schizo Dump's video. He was talking about a nuclear apocalypse or whatever. And a lot of us want that because a lot of us will feel finally we have some power. Because now the people messing with you, the people bothering you, well, hey, it's street justice now. It's no, not now. The person talking all that crap, you can go see him, you know, and don't have to worry about repercussions from the police, right? You don't have to worry about that. You have more power in an apocalyptic world. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I'm saying which one, wake up every day, go to your 9 to 5, get yelled at by some boomer boss, or lead an apocalyptic bandit gang. Which one sounds more interesting to you, right? Peace.